Welcome back. Last we left off, we were in the Arrow and going to land on the moon. One thing you'll notice, we cannot select the uh, Delta Glider because it's landed. And you can't select landed objects, which kind of makes sense. Um, but we landed somewhere around here. So I'm going to wait for that to get off the screen right here, because that means we are on the opposite end of the moon. Like that. Select orbit. Distance, so we are above the surface. Retrograde. And there we go. And I'm going to fire my retrograde until I am 5 kilometers above the surface of the planet. And that is good. Okay. So auto land is what we are going to be using. Auto land, when you try it, says nav1 not turned on to a valid XPDR frequency. Well, a lot of things have XPDR. The Delta Glider has an XPDR. We have an XPDR, but you wouldn't want to land this giant ship on top of the Delta Glider. But we have a nice flat XPDR transmitter, which is transmitting at 1 to 1 and has a range of about 500 kilometers. So as we near... Oh. So as we get closer and lower, we're going to eventually get a signal on the transmitter, I believe. We are very close to the surface of the moon. I want object info. I think it's technically classified as a vessel. XPDR. Doesn't say what it is. Nope. So I'll go back to the glider, because the glider has the XPDR frequency set. XPDR is 12100. Okie dokie. So let's go back to here. We still do not have a signal. There we go. XPDR 001. So now let's try autoland. It says autopilot started. So it'll rotate us around, and you can use, it'll give you information here. You can use time compression. So here's firing the retro rockets, which are right there and look really awesome. We are going to want to lower the gears, though. So there's the gears coming out of the bottom there. Speed us up to 10. I don't believe you can get up to 100. And then I should be able to use absolute direction for this. I don't see us getting anywhere crazy. So it slows us down automatically and then uses the hover doors to keep us from going too crazy. And we will most likely overshoot the landing site, but it'll account for that. So this is how you can land the two objects close enough together that you can consider it to be the same place. As you can see from my method of landing, it would be horribly inaccurate and depended entirely on, how powerful the engines are, etc., etc. But this way, you bring something with you with a heavy XPDR transmitter, and the glider's XPDR is also there. Heavy XPDR transmitter, drop it down, preferably a good distance away from your ship, and then send in the arrow on the next orbit, like we did. So coming in for a landing. This is a really cool ship, by the way, and it looks, in my opinion, really, really epic. I mean, it's like the fins and the spine here. There's our little base. It's coming in for a landing. I'm actually going to view it from the other side because it's the slightly more epic way of viewing this landing. Where are we? There we are. So this is 10 times speed. And it comes down and settles right over the transmitter. Which is why you wouldn't want the transmitter too close to the ship, and why you wouldn't want to use the ship itself. So there we go. We have landed the arrow next to our base. So yeah, now we can begin base building. So first off, we need to drop all of the cargo. So release, 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 release. There are probably shortcut keys for this. In fact, I will do the shortcut keys. Shift C is to release cargo. Toggle, gear. I don't want gear. Shift C, I don't see any way to like, through cargoes, help, virtual cockpit, important notes. Important notes, do not land with the Delta glider in the dock. I have never tried it, but it's apparently very bad. Now I'm going to leave the space fuels in there, so we can more easily transfer them over there to the Delta glider. It's a good thing I brought them along then. So when they deposit, they leave a nice little stack right there beneath the craft. We can also deploy the rover lift and the crew lift. So there's the rover lift. Right there we have a nice little rover that can take UCGO cargoes, and a crew lift which acts as a docking, or as a place for crew to get off. No, I don't want the question mark. I didn't mean the question mark. So active exit is the crew lift. I'm going to send Mr. Falcon down because that's just amazing. So EVA. Albert Falcon has left the ship. So here we have UMMU Albert Falcon. Before I go there, though, I am going to go to the Delta glider to pick up the turbo pack. Nope, that's the wrong 01. So down here we have these turbo packs. I want the right-hand side turbo pack, actually. So open it up. Turbo pack, you can see right there, and it looks like a futuristic jetpack of awesome. And if you think it looks like that, there's a good reason for that. And that's because it is a futuristic jetpack of awesome. Let's see if I can grab this without grabbing. So TU00 is a turbo pack. You put it on your back for it to work. So there we go. Nice turbo pack. And for how to run it, with turbo pack mounted on back only, D engages the hover autopilot. So insert and delete will move you up and down. C, it does the hover auto descent, which is similar to the auto descent from the Delta glider. Plus and minus is the main thrust. It's very difficult to control. O and dot is hover thrust, also very difficult to control. So I would recommend D. So press M to exit. So I'm going to do D. So you have insert and delete. Insert goes down, delete goes up, and you just kind of hover here. Notice that you do have a limited amount of fuel, but what this means is that instead of having to walk, you can just tilt yourself forward, and fly over to where you need to go. And it's a very lazy way of working, but it's much faster, and it doesn't use up as much oxygen. So this is what I do usually when there's an extremely long distances, but not so much when there's just so many crates. And when there's this many crates, I actually don't do it this way, and instead do it another way, which I will show you momentarily. So I'm going to use C for auto land. So there we go. Nice landing underneath. So I'm going to go back and redeposit the turbo pack. Note that you cannot face directly downwards, because then there's no way for the turbo pack to keep you up. Turbo packs are very powerful, and you can actually get quite a bit of speed out of them. And I think it would be interesting after we give our Delta Glider some fuel to see whether we could enter orbit via turbo pack. That's how I'm going to end this video, or this series of videos. So there we go, C to go down. Drop the turbo pack off. Actually, I'm going to pick it up, walk it back to the wing, so I can load it back up. And when you load it back up, it refuels, which is very handy. And we will be using that later to give to transfer the fuel over, since it's only 2 objects. But what I do want to use is the rover. So let's get into there. And pull away. Let's see, help. 5 to toggle radar animation. Up to 4 crew members and 2 cargo. Horn. Space. Awesome. L is for lights. I want... What am I looking for? I am looking for some way to grapple, which I'm going to assume is C. Okay, message, cargo loaded. So let's see if we have actually gotten 2 cargoes. Yep. So we have 2 life modules there. No, this isn't the max speed. This rover can go faster. So speeding up. It does have a very limited max speed, though. So, grab 2, drop 2, shift C. Let's see where we dropped it. Close enough. So, grounded by time acceleration. So you can't time accelerate with the car. So yeah, that's what I do for transferring cargoes from one place to another. I wish that I could speed this video up and give you like Benny Hill to listen to. But I'm not that skilled. So I think I'm just gonna do this off screen, and oh, we do have lights. Do this off screen and return to recording when I'm done, and show you about the putting the base together. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I will see you then.